Hi guys, Toby here for TP23 Productions. Now, I've got a game review, and this time around I'm reviewing the game called Star Wars The Force Unleashed. The game, as you probably know, is a couple of years old now, but one day I was having a bit of a Star Wars thought, and I thought how cool it'll be to play as a Jedi or some sort of Dark Lord. As long as I'm using the lightsaber, then I'd be happy. And yeah. Star Wars The Force Unleashed was the first game that I picked up really. I know there's a sequel. I haven't played it yet, and I wanted to play the first game before I played the sequel. And yeah, this is my quick review about it really. All honesty, it is an awesome game, probably due to the fact really that you can use a lightsaber. There aren't, that I know of, any other games that you can use a lightsaber, and who really doesn't want to kill things and use the Force and yeah, just become an awesome Jedi using Force and lightsabers. So yeah, it's an awesome game based on just the fact alone that you can use the Force and you can kill things with a lightsaber. There are a few different, there's probably 10, 15 maybe, different sorts of lightsaber colours that you can unlock throughout the game. The Force as well, I mentioned that earlier, slightly touched on how good the Force is really, and to be honest, the Force is awesome. There's not many games, like I said, where you can pick up an item and you can just throw it, you can do whatever you want really. There are many things to do, and one of the favourites that I like to do is pick up an enemy and you throw your lightsaber at them and it kills them. The lightsaber goes into the heart or the chest area or the body, and yeah, it kills them. And that's pretty fun. Or you can pick them up and you can use another power where you can electrocute them. Now that is pretty cool, picking them up, electrocuting them. A good way to kill off the enemy. However though, with every good game comes bad points. And there are a few levels that I found a bit difficult or a bit annoying, slightly challenging, and your character will die. Fair enough. But then it gets to the point where the same cutscene, you'd watch it probably 5, 10 times maybe, depending on how many times you die. And the annoying part is that you can't seem to skip it until quite late on in the cutscene. Pretty annoying. Surely the game should understand you've died, give it some sort of skipping sequence really. You know, you've died, press the start button, and yeah, you just skip the cutscene really. Just get it over with, carry on with the mission and try and complete it. Another bad point, I've noticed that the camera goes a bit dodgy, especially if you're in a bit of a battle. This is annoying. I don't like the whole, I don't know what you want to call it really, but if you've got a bad guy and you're the good guy and you're fighting, that's it, there's little space. Me, I'd prefer to be able to move the camera all the way around like that. I want to be able to move the camera wherever I want, and throughout most of the game really you can do that. You can move the camera wherever you want. If you're going right and you want to move it left, you can do that with the camera. It's good. But then when you're fighting a boss, it gets annoying. I want to be able to move it, and it restricts the freedom really of the character. It's restricting, that's where it is. That's where you got to fight them, just like that, and it gets annoying. The Force as well, I mentioned it earlier, how awesome it can be to pick up a Wookiee for example at the start of the game. Pick up a Wookiee and you can throw him like a mile away. It's pretty cool. You can pick up other objects, but the downside is if you're fighting say 5 guys for example, because they like to gang up on you. So if you can see your enemies, there's 5 of them, they've dotted around a bit, and you practically put the character, his eyesight, in line with the bad guy. And usually when the Force comes about, you get a little square blue box and you think, great, the Force is locked on. Next thing you know, he's picking up a fucking rock from behind you and he's trying to throw that around. So that can get a bit annoying. You know, you focus on the bad guy and then you pick up a rock, or you pick up a dustbin or something, you know, something that's not the enemy, and that gets annoying. If you're locked on, kill him, do whatever you want to him. Don't pick up a bin from behind you or a rock or something else. A few times as well, I tried on this certain level, you got to help Wookiees escape and all that, and you're killing bad guys and you're aiming at them and you're forcing, throwing them and all that, and then next thing you know, you're picking up a Wookiee, and the Wookiee's done nothing. It's a fairy little fucker, and you want to leave the Wookiee alone. And next thing you know, you're aiming at a guy and you're picking up a Wookiee, and it's things like that. Gets a bit annoying, even though you're locked on. Picks up a helpless Wookiee. Another bad point about the Force is the fact that if you're picking up enemies and there's other enemies around you, you pick one up, you focus on him, and you got him. It's great. You can't let go. That's it. You've got him. And you try and throw him, and then the camera's watching him as he goes up into the sky, which is great. You know, it's great to see how far you can throw him each time, and then you get extra little points if you throw him really, really far, which is cool. It's awesome. Helps you build up your character. But then it's also bad if you're watching the little guy fly away, fly away very, very far, and then you're getting shot at by other guys. Then you try and move the camera quickly, but you're still looking at him. That gets a bit annoying as well. The last point really that's negative is how unresponsive the character can be. So once again, scenario is that you're fighting a few guys, a few stormtroopers, whatever, they're all around you, and there's times when you press the button, which is on the PlayStation, it's square. So you're pressing the square button, you're trying to attack, or you're trying to use the Force, maybe jump away, you know, get to an area where you want to fight them. And it doesn't do that. It's like it's the enemy's turn. The enemy's turn to attack. So they're swinging their lightsaber, for example, or they're shooting at you, whatever it is. And it's as though it's their turn to attack, so you can't do anything, so you've got to wait there. Which is silly. And pressing the button is getting frustrating, it's annoying. You want to jump away, or you want to use your lightsaber, you want to, I don't know, do some Force move, but you can't because it's their turn to attack. And it's little things like that that spoil the game almost. However, it is a Star Wars game. You use lightsabers and you can use the Force. And you're a kick-ass Jedi, really. The story's okay. It got a bit confusing. At one point, a few points really, I didn't know whether I was the good guy or the bad guy. I didn't know who I was killing and who I was saving. Well, I think you need to play it continuously rather than like me. I started it and then I left it for a few months and I came back to it. So I think if you play it pretty continuous over, say, a couple of days, then you'd pick up the story and you'd enjoy it. But really, you use the Force and you use lightsabers. It's an enjoyable game. I want to get the second one, but really there's no other game that you can use lightsabers and the Force. So if you are a Star Wars fan, forget about some of the bad points and focus on the fact that you can use lightsabers and the Force. I don't regret buying it. I want to get the second one, see what that's all about. The odd twist and turn throughout the story of the game. Play as a Jedi, you use a lightsaber and you can use the Force. So, very enjoyable game. If you're a Star Wars fan, pick it up. You probably could get it quite cheap really. A tenner, maybe under a tenner. But yeah, pretty enjoyable game. I enjoyed it. I want to get the sequel. But yeah, thanks for watching my review of Star Wars The Force Unleashed. Hope you like it. Don't forget guys, check out We The Devoted, stickers up there. Wearing my We The Devoted t-shirt. Love it. Wristband as well. I'll include their link down below. But overall guys, thanks for watching my review. Thanks a lot.